Okay, hello everybody. How you guys doing? Let's get started for real this time. My name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. What's happening? Yeah, I have a channel on YouTube called Why I Hate the World, and it got deleted, which really pissed me off because here's the thing that happens, right? They don't really give you any warning. They just do it. So one day, everything's cool, just chilling, doing my thing. Next day, channel completely gone and no warning. You would think that they would send you emails or something saying like, "Hey, notifications of some kind saying that, hey, you broke one of our terms of service, or you got a strike." That's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to get 3 strikes and then they delete your shit, right? I didn't get any of those. It was just gone. We have decided to delete your channel. And the reason why the channel got deleted supposedly was for encouraging, glorifying violence and or threats, which my content does not do that at all. I am the exact opposite of that, right? Which was like, okay. And there's nothing you can do about it. All you can really do is there's a little form that you can fill out and you say, hey, what the hell happened? And then they reply back and say, we're not going to give you your channel back. Sorry, we reviewed your case and we've decided not to reinstate it. And it was like, what the hell, right? There's no number to call, there's no email that you can like send, there's no email address that you can send to anybody, there's no live chat, there's no way to get a hold of a living person at all. At all. And what I did is that I actually went to Twitter and tweeted the YouTube, you know, customer service, right? And they finally got like an actual person to look at it. And then, a week later it came back and said, oh, we found that this was a mistake on our part. Sorry. Right? And they gave it back, which was nice, but that's the thing is that first off, it's like, okay, I shouldn't have to go to like an outside company in order to contact the YouTube like customer service people, right? Especially if I'm a creator, even though I'm not a big creator, I only have like 800 subs, you know. And each one of my videos only gets, if I'm lucky, a video will get like 100 views. So it's not like I'm like some big time dude, like, but still, I mean, I've had that channel for almost a decade, probably more than a decade now at that point. I have literally hundreds of videos up there. I've been there for a long time. I used to be a partner back in the day until they took it away, and so it was like, no, you would think that they, and plus, it's got my content on there. I created that content. That content belongs to me. And they just delete. Here's the thing: when they delete your account, you lose access to all of that. It's gone. So if you don't have like your live streams and stuff, if you haven't had all those downloaded, like they're gone. Which thank God I got them back because now I'm downloading them all. That was a mistake on my part for sure. So the lesson is always download your if you do streams, always download your streams, right? Because they may disappear. So that was kind of it was just very disconcerting. And then and the thing is, if I didn't know to tweet at them, I never would have got it back. And here's what I found. Here's what I think would happened, right? Um, a new CEO has taken over at YouTube, which I don't know their name, but along with it, every time a new CEO of a company shows up, they always want to undertake some action in order to like kind of stake their territory. To prove that I'm in charge now, and here's my vision for the company. And apparently, for this new CEO, his thing is he wants to stop like threats of violence, right? He wants to like stamp that out on YouTube, which is good. You should not be using social media, especially something like YouTube, in order to threaten people, that kind of thing. And he wants to get rid of all that, right? And it just so happened my last stream dealt with I spoke about a Candace Owens video where she compared a Trans Lives Matter protest to January 6th, and I had the word violence in the title. And I'm thinking that they tweaked the algorithm a little bit. Algorithm saw my title and then just thought that I was like encouraging violence and then automatically deleted my account. And it's very, very bad because, the thing about it is like first off, all right, it's BS because, whatever bot they're using is not good enough in order to determine whether or not a video actually breaks their terms of service, right? That's the first thing. As they admitted themselves when they replied back to me after a week, it took them a week to put it back, and then they finally came back and said, "Oh, we're sorry. This was a mistake on our part." And it's like, okay, that's fine. But here's the thing about that, right? So first off, yeah, it's not good enough. Secondly, if I were an actual creator that actually made money with my YouTube channel, like lots of people do. If I was a streamer or if I was a creator and the YouTube ads were like a big part of my income, then that meant I just lost 7 days worth of income, you know? And then they get it back and it's like, well, are they going to compensate you for the lost income? Like, no. They're not going to do anything of the sort. It's like, and so that's why it's a major problem. Now I understand why they use bots and stuff like this, right? It's because apparently there's an obscene amount of video that gets uploaded every hour to YouTube. Something in the area of more than 24 hours of video is uploaded every hour. And it's really impossible to have enough people to review all of this stuff, um, you know, with an actual human being. It's just not possible. So they have bots and algorithms and that kind of thing that goes through and voice recognition, stuff like that, goes through and AI, and they try to flag problem videos down like that, and they're looking for things like porn and gore and hate speech and terrorists and that kind of thing. They're looking for all those things, Al Qaeda, training videos, crap like that, right? And that's fine, right? So then but what they should be doing, instead of just automatically deleting someone's account based on that, they should be using those things to flag it and then have like an actual team of people that go through and review it manually. Because I guarantee you that's what happened to my account. I guarantee you it was a bot that, automatically said, okay, it meets this criteria, delete it. And that was it. And then even when I tried to appeal it using the form they give you, the bot responded because I got a response within 30 minutes saying, no, we're not going to reinstate your account. And it was like, okay, well, obviously a fucking person didn't see this. And, because the thing is, if a person did see it, then why 7 days later did they decide to reinstate my account? It's obviously a person didn't see it. Obviously, it's all automated. And it's very sad. It's very sad and disconcerting that, this is what we're forced to do. And don't get me wrong, I understand that they have to do this. They don't have a choice. You know, you we've shown that you can't have a platform like YouTube without moderation of some kind. So they have to moderate it. It's just too damn big. What they need to do is they need to do better. They need to do better so that so that examples of like what just happened to me, can be avoided, where they don't automatically delete people's stuff, make them lose access to everything, and then possibly have them lose money, you know, just because their algorithm was acting up that day. It's very, very dangerous that way. I mean, what if they accidentally push a bug, right? Like, say they do weekly or even sometimes daily releases, some companies, right? Let's say they make a change in the algorithm and it's a huge bug and it screws up, goes through, just deletes everybody's stuff. What are they going to do about that? They shouldn't. That's why you never want to automate stuff like that. It should always be some element of human interaction that gives the final yay or nay. And yeah, okay, maybe it takes longer, Maybe you have it sorted into tiers or something. I don't know. They're smart people. They can figure it out. But whatever they got going on now is not cool, right? So that got me thinking, like, well, crap, I don't seem to be getting very far on YouTube anyway, right? Because here's the thing, folks, right? I've been on that. I've had that channel there. It's why I hate the world on YouTube, right? I've had that channel there for more than 10 years at this point. I think I started making videos in 2009, right around there, you know? And it seems to have plateaued, and I seem to not be getting any further along. The channel doesn't seem to be growing, right? It's grown very, very slowly. So here's the thing, right? For the first couple years, it kind of was nice and steady. It was slow, but it was steady growth. And I would put out a video and it would get a couple hundred views, maybe. Sometimes I'd get a few that went two, three, 4,000. I think the highest video I've ever had at one point was like 40,000 views, something like that. And then there was one I made about libertarians that made got like I think somewhere in the area of like 97,000 views or something like that. You know what I mean? So not very much, but for a small creator, that's a lot, right? And but it would be steady, right? And I would put out a video and it would get a few hundred, or maybe a few thousand even. And I would get engagements on it too. I'd get lots of comments from people. I get lots of people, most of them telling me to like, to like get bent or whatever, telling me to F off, right? Most of the time, but bad, even negative engagement is still engagement, right? It doesn't really matter. It's like I don't really care as long as people are watching. That's what I really care about, right? It's like I don't care if everyone in the world thinks I'm a fucking idiot. As long as they're watching my videos, that's fine. And it was nice and steady, and the increase in subs and stuff was nice and steady, and everything was cool. And I even at one point was a partner, and they were putting ads on my stuff, that kind of thing. Then at around 2014 or so, they took all that away. They took it away. They made it harder to become a partner, number one. So you had to have 1,000 subs and you had to have X number of watch hours, stuff like that, right? And right around the same time they did that, I noticed that the engagements I was getting just dropped like drastically. So I'd put out a video and it would get, after this change, it would get 50 views. Whereas before it would get between, 500 to a couple thousand. It dropped a lot. And ever since then it's just been the same. It's never increased. And now I'm lucky if I put a video out and it gets over 100 views. I'll be lucky. It's like, oh wow, 100 people saw it, right? Because the algorithm just does not suggest you, right? And I know it's because probably the content I'm doing has to do with politics and news and stuff like that, and the algorithm doesn't give a shit about that at all. Like, does not suggest those kinds of things very much at all, right? The algorithm is much more tailored towards things like game reviews and movie reviews and that kind of thing, right? Stuff like that, like fluff content. And then, when it comes to like news and politics, it's sort of, suggests the really big channels, and the smaller channels don't really get any attention at all anymore, and I know it, but it's like it never, it's like dang, and it's just sort of like maybe, it got me thinking like, well, I don't know, maybe it's just not doing it for me. Maybe I should think about moving on to greener pastures, right? So I think I'm going to give Twitch a try here and we'll see what happens. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be the same. Maybe no one will watch me. Maybe more people will. I'm still going to, I think what I'm going to do is just do the streams here and then like cut them into segments and put those on YouTube. That seems to be a thing that people like doing. I see a lot of content creators using that model. So I'll give that a try too. And we'll just see how it goes. So, anyway, that's my story, folks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Um, if you haven't figured it out already, I draw stuff and I talk about politics.